to have friends and people and community that you can look up to and say, okay, we all come from like different spaces, but we all have this like-minded thought and we want to be like great at what we do while still like embracing other great people.
Adobe's focused on building and bringing together the Premiere Pro community. That's why we made an entire season of Creator Lab about different ways in which the creative community works together and supports each other. In this episode, we're bringing together KidSuper and Hollywood Anderson to discuss not only how they met on the streets of New York City and eventually became collaborators, but more importantly, how they've leveraged community to reach incredible creative heights.
Guys, welcome to 368.
Hey, thank you for having us.
Can you introduce yourself?
Yo, my name is Hollywood Anderson. Man, I write, I produce, compose, play guitar. Tell me what you want to know. I'll share anything. Who are you, bro?
My name's Colum Deland. I've got a brand called KidSuper.
Welcome to the KidSuper world. Some people call me KidSuper, and this building is my world.
Colum, you started making t-shirts when you were in high school.
I wanted to create a t-shirt business, and I was always like, yo, let's make it, but I couldn't find a cool name.
I always felt KidSuper was a community of people, and the t-shirts was the connector to build the community. What I really wanted was this community. I wanted to have a space where I could collaborate on different projects, and the clothes kind of funded that. From shirts, I was like, oh, I want to make a hat. Oh, I want to make a sweatshirt. And then fast forward to Paris Fashion Weeks and LVMH prizes.
And now, 10 years later, we're here, so.
When I first met him, he's busking on the street. I was like, I can relate to this. If I could sing, I'd be here doing the same.
Literally said it all the time. I wish I could sing.
It's the same thing as selling t-shirts
I was selling t-shirts on the street.
So I guess that's where my community would come in, where like I'm writing songs and I'm going to a training platform. And if it's a bad song, no money. Great song might make $500 in 2-3 hours. You know what I'm saying?
And then it was cool to have you in the fashion show again.
I want to talk about this, the fashion show.
So basically, I got accepted into Paris Fashion Week's official calendar, which is crazy. And then it went virtual because obviously COVID and everything. And for me, virtual actually allowed so much more freedom to express the brand, to also push the limits of what a fashion show could be. And then the last one I just did, I was like, okay, this is our last time going virtual, because I was hearing that they were pushing really hard for in-person fashion shows again. And so I was asking my friends, like, this is our last time. What's one thing you want to do before you die? And so I was like, what if I just asked 300 random people in Washington Square Park,
What do you want to do before you die?
and he was just walking past. And I was like, Anderson, get in the booth, just say anything.
I want to sing at one of New York City's most famous music venues. Hold my hands. So to be a part of a show that's that massive, Paris Fashion Week, and then also think about when I used to be on Instagram tagging like all the model agencies, and to have like that moment where it's like, well, damn, Paris Fashion Week, Vogue.
Adobe's corporate social responsibility team has been graciously helpful in this season in helping us link creators in New York with small businesses that are struggling. And you, Hollywood, were talking about a little small business earlier.
Yeah, man, I wanted to nominate a voice coach, Craig Derry, man. And when I first got to New York, I was homeless, which is well documented. So I knew who he was. I knew he trained like celebrities, but I knew I couldn't afford him. And so he literally told me, all you have to do is clean up after the class, and you could take as many voice lessons as you want. And so it grew from that to like, when Craig found out I was like sleeping in the closet at the office, him and his wife would like take me to the house so I could do laundry and make me proper food. But that was his energy for everybody and anybody he's ever came in contact with who had some drive.
My wife is to be commended because she let him get in the back of the car, and he hadn't been in a stand anywhere in I don't know how long, so he definitely smelled like the world.
This Exile Gym, so we used to have performance workouts here and trainings. So we come here and just practice singing with sound systems and PAs.
But here comes COVID. COVID came, heavyweight COVID, covered everything. And you're seeing the results of what happens when something larger than yourself comes and how should we say, busted our cultural asses, basically.
What's your most impressive song to sing that shows your vocal ability?
I would ask a question like this. My song, you say I'm doing too, you say I'm doing too much, then you say I don't do enough. We fight, then we make love, twisted, sadistic, toxic love. I know, you know, I know. Some loves don't last forever. I learned that loving you. I learned that loving you. You know, something like that.
I think we're done here.
Calm, talk to me about filmmaking.
For me, film was always kind of one of the goals, and I think it's a good collaborative, like, combination of all the art forms that I've done, from styling to clothing to storytelling to art to everything. So,
Are you editing still?
yes. For my editing ability, my main thing is cutting, like ability to like tell a story with stuff. So I wasn't so much into special effects and everything, but then I got into stop motion, and I was using Dragon Frame and then dragging that into Premiere and stuff like that.
The way claymation works to really speed up the process is you storyboard or you create an animatic so that you know what you're shooting. So I made this whole animatic and I drew out what was gonna happen. So that was a huge help for knowing what I wanted.
Do you have a piece of advice for someone who's trying to kind of get started?
Try to make a video that you've seen, you know? You watch an edit, try to copy that edit, try to tell a story with your friends. I think there's so many people that are trying to do it now that you can create a little bit of community of friends that know a little bit more than you, and just watching people edit was huge for me on YouTube, but in person as well.
You get this space and it's kind of opens up these doors, like you have this playground now.
So the KidSuper store idea came from, well, I had been kind of kicked out of my dorm for putting a store in my dorm. So I was basically like, why don't I put a dorm in a store? Vice versa. So I moved into the back of this space in Brooklyn, and I remember I had this big opening party. It was amazing. And then the next week, 2 weeks, I was like, now what? And so I was like, wait, I created this business. I can make this the utopia that I always wanted it. And so I was like, I'm gonna make this the place that you're gonna want to come. And yeah, not only him, but like 10, 20 people's lives truly were affected by the building space.
To think like they build out a studio and then you get 1 billion streams.
We really built the studio with our bare hands, from like meeting his manager randomly, figuring out how to build a studio, and then like 2 years later, Russ goes platinum from the studio.
Like, come on.
And like I wrote like right when I got the space, I wrote "Build it and they will come" huge on the wall.
Yeah.
And I mean, if that's not a testament to "Build it and they will come," I don't really know what it is.
Man.
Are we gonna go to KidSuper Studios right now?
I think so.
This is the spot where you guys met.
Right here, wow. Oh, that's Weedy. Yo, Weedy. This is my brother, you heard?
Wow, it's been a while.
I texted you. I want those shoes, bro. I'm the purple ones.
Okay,
I'm gonna come get a pair. I promise.
Okay.
I promise.
He's been by the shop. Look up. Build it and they will come. A quote that I created has nothing to do with Field of Dreams. This is the bedroom that I live in. I still live in a bunk bed. This is the exact building replica in tiny, which I think is quite good. The kissing bag. From t-shirts to handbags, we've come a long way. This is a Puma collab we did. I added a pencil, always keep drawing and stuff.
Oh yeah, I look like I'm running for president right now. Yeah. You might as well just let me get this jacket at this point, Colin. Paris Fashion Week, baby.
Okay, so I brought in a spy pen and put it on my jacket. And then I did my presentation. And that's like Mark Jacobs, J.W. Anderson, Virgil.
For this episode, I wanted to show how you can take a painting and turn it into a screen printable t-shirt design.
I did that little graphic on Premiere, but I forgot that I made these. And we did like actually inspire people to learn how to do it and stuff. Thank you guys for stopping by the KidSuper Studios. Hopefully next time it'll be a bigger, more magical space. And you know, this was a fun time. Thank you to Hollywood Anderson for being my co-host of this show.
Slap.
And see you guys next time.
Wow.